Hello YouTube, this is Stefan, aka Amon. Every time I comment I will be putting that as my tag. I am coming to you with a Hazy Dragon deck. I call it that because it runs a Hieratic engine, but it is Haze Beast. Now, this deck I've been working on since the sneak peek. So far the Hieratic engine has been the most consistent form until I can get the Fire King engine, which is with the structure deck. I will be using this. Alright, let's start off. We have Tyhoon number 2. Tyhoon number 2 is a level 6 fire attribute dragon. It is also a normal, which is where the Hieratic engine comes in. Then we have 3 Tefnuts. Tefnut is like Cyber Dragon, where if your opponent doesn't have if you have no monsters and your opponent has a monster, it can special summon itself. Which, because Haze Beasts are mostly level 6, you can tribute it, automatically putting out Tyhoon number 2, which is your level 6 fire attribute. My problem is that I don't have any strike bouncers for this deck yet, which doesn't help. But Tefnut being level 6 means that if you can bring it back out, it can be used for an Xyz with any of your Haze Beasts. I should have organized this a little bit differently. Next, we have, because it's not a pure fire deck, we have 2 Griffins. Griffin can special summon itself if all the cards on your side of the field and in your graveyard are fire attribute, it can special summon itself. Most likely in defense, for it has 2100 defense. Level 6, of course. Haze Beasts are all level 6 fire attributed. Then we have 2, what's the name of this? Paratons. Paraton being only special summoned by Haze Beast effects. It comes in handy, like summon it. You can discard or sacrifice a fire attribute monster on your side of the field and itself to bust out 2 Haze Beast monsters. The downside is that Konami got smart about this with Haze Beast. If a monster is summoned, and you already used the effect once that turn, you cannot use it again. For they do say once per turn, and they do mean by any of the same name. Now, next we have 3 Cerberus. Cerberus, when it's destroyed, you can add a new Hazy Flame card, a new Hazy card to your hand. By the way, I hate the name change. They were originally Haze Beast, but they changed it to Hazy Flame, and I hated it. But Cerberus, level 6, fire attributed, 200 defense, which means that it's easy to bust out with Flamvels. But the problem is that if it's normal summoned if you normal summon it using its own effect, it'll go down to 1000 attack. And when it does, which doesn't help, but if you have Hazy Pillar or Hazy Glory out, it's 2000 attack. Next we have 3 Sphinx. Sphinx's ability, this is your main engine of Haze Beast, because you guess the top card of your deck, mill it. If you call it right, you get to special summon a fire attribute monster. So this comes in handy, especially with Paraton. Because you special summon Paraton, sacrifice a card, bring out 2 more Haze Beasts, and you got an instant Basilotrice. Again, name change. I was really hoping that they would have kept their original name, which was Basilicog, for comedic reasons. Next, we're moving on to the Flamvel part of the deck. 3 Flamvel Fire Dogs. Because when he destroys a monster by battle, you get to special summon a monster with 200 defense, which Cerberus is one of those monsters, which would come in handy. I also have 2 Magicians. Now I run 2 because you use Fire Dog to bring him out. You get an instant level 8 Synchro or a rank 4 Xyz. I'm only running 2 for now because I need to get another Forest Sprite. Once I get another Forest Sprite, 1 Magician will disappear for it. Then we have the 1 level Forest Sprite. I use this because if you bust out with Fire Dog out, you can bust out Urquiza, which is a level 6 fire attribute. Again, main engine of the deck, level 6s. Next, we have the spells and traps, which, of course, if you're running Haze Beast, you gotta run 3 Hazy Pillars, aka Haze Pillar. What it does is you can summon your Haze Beast with 1 less tribute. Then, if you have an Xyz out, you can attach any Haze Beast to any Xyz. So you can have a rank 4 and equip a level 6 to it, or overlay a level 6 monster to it. So you can get Utopia, it can be an infinite negate as long as you got Haze Beast put on it. Photon Strike Bouncer and all that become worse, become more powerful. Next we have 2 overlay regens. This card helps because as soon as you play it, it automatically becomes an overlay unit onto your Xyz. And because Basilotrice is all about having Xyz on it, this card comes in handy for when you get out with 3 or less. Materials, because it can use 2 or more. Then we have Rekindling. Rekindling is a great card for any fire deck as long as you have a monster with 200 defense or 200 defense, because it'll bust them out quickly. So I can bust out all 3 of my Cerberus at once if they're all in the grave, or Fire Dogs, Magicians, and all that for Xyz and Synchro Summons. The only downside is that if you don't use them up, at the end of the turn they're all banished. Next we have Double Summon. I run this because if you have Hazy Pillar out, you can normal summon 2 level 6s easily. Or if you need it, just in case if I need to quickly tribute a monster to get something out. Next we have Swords of Revealing Light. I run 1. I figure 1 is the best. It's been limited for a while, so I'm used to it. Monster Reborn, limited, staple. Night Beam and MST. I run Night Beam because I only run 1 Night Beam because I only have 1. But as soon as I get 2, I'll be running that because Night Beam, whatever card you target cannot be chained to it. So it comes in real handy and it ruins a lot of people's plays. And then Dark Hole, staple. Next we got our traps. I run 2 Haze Glories. Because I've learned that they are dead draws if you already have 1 on the field, or if you have Haze Pillar on the field. But what happens is that you can send it to the grave to add a Hazy card to your hand. It comes in handy to bring back your Haze Pillars, which are your main engine. 2 Mirror Force. Ever since they semi-limited this, I have not run less than 2. I've always ran 2. Then we have 1 Call the Haunted, great for if you need a tribute, or if you want to go into XP summons. And next I'm trying this out, Royal Decree. Because I don't run that many traps, I figure that this card would come in handy, especially with all the attack power I have in the deck. Next we have our extra deck. We'll start off with Synchros. We got Urquiza's, level 6, fire attributed. We got 1 Gravity Warrior, because he's level 6, he's taking the place of an Urquiza's for now. As soon as I get another Urquiza, it will take that place. Let's see, Crimson Blader, level 8, fire attributed. Scrap Dragon, I run 1. It's a great wrecker. It comes in handy. You bring this out, you got Call the Haunted out, you use that, destroy 1 card your opponent controls. Red Dragon Archfiend, Powerhouse, Defensive Destroyer. Xyz, we got 1 number 39 Utopia. As I said, he's great. Hazy Pillar can keep on giving him materials. We got Papillopatus. Switches defense to attack. Gemini Pearl for attack power. Infernal Flame Vixen, I'm running her just as space filler, plus I like the card. Swordbreaker, it's pretty much Catastor, but for monster types instead of attributes, and he only gets it when he detaches materials once per turn. And 3 Basilotrice, I run 3 because it comes in handy, mostly because I really like the card, just in case if 1 gets destroyed, I still got 2 more to bring out. And as I said, I need a Photon Strike Bouncer to finish the deck. That is my Haze Beast, comment, subscribe. Team Taisaku, that's where we're at. And this has been my Haze Beast Hieratic deck. Alright, out.